Welcome to This Week in Digital Marketing. I'm your host, Jacky Chou, and with me today is James Lacey. How's it going, James?
As always. Yeah, things are good, man. Yourself?
Yeah, all good. It is 9 a.m. right now. I woke up at 2:30 a.m. this morning because I was too hyped for the day. Yeah, I couldn't sleep. It was wild. I was thinking about, well, number one, this
entrepreneur
podcast.
life.
Yeah, like the Alex Hormozy's wife. Did you see that schedule?
Yeah, I did. How many cold showers have you taken between 2:30 and now?
Exactly. It's not 5, so I'm a failure to society. But yeah, we have a pretty exciting pod today. We're obviously going to talk about ChatGPT. We're going to talk about what we have in store for 2023 and just generally what we're up to this week. I think we're going to keep it casual this week. I'm more ill prepared this week than last, so I didn't even know it was possible. But last week was a smashing success in terms of viewership, so maybe it's working.
Yep. For sure, man.
Yeah, man. So what are you working on this week? You mentioned some YouTube stuff. I'm guessing some of your niche sites as well, right?
Yeah. I bought actually a whiteboard the other day. I got to get that installed, but mainly been just adding more content to my memberships and just more content on the website, like blog content in general, just to grow the traffic. But one of the other things I've been doing is kind of leveraging my affiliate partnerships and brand. I was just talking on the phone with the owner of another company last night. So they have a product that a lot of top athletes use around the world with different sports. And so I talked to him about partnering up. We're going to look to do potentially some kind of case study or published research with the equipment, because I've obviously got a lot of published research already, and we're looking to potentially go into new avenues with that. He's going to come on my podcast, explain some stuff with it, and then we're just going to go from there and nail down that partnership. So that's been cool. I just wrote an article for another brand that I've partnered with, another company I've partnered with. Seems like a guest post, but it's funny. So I'm an affiliate for this company who I've partnered to do my co-branded stuff, but I've made them an affiliate for me too. And obviously they're a much bigger, I guess, gear company. Yeah. So we cross-promote each other, if that makes sense.
But aren't they promoting their own things then at the end of the day? Or is this something else? Another part?
Well, theirs is like actual like gear, equipment. Mine's training. So it almost like complements each other because it's the same market. So I just wrote a post for them. I get backlinks. I've also been kind enough to put their referral link in there for my community. So they're going to blast it out on Instagram and their email list soon. And I told them just to load it with all sorts of call to actions with their referral link in there to make their money as well. So that's something that I'm doing. And then thinking about all that, I was like, shit, man, I should actually just hit up the other company that I work with, who's even bigger than this one, and do exactly the same thing. Yeah. So I'm gonna see if they're down too. But yeah, that's what I've been up to.
Super cool.
What about you?
Super cool. Are you? You mentioned the affiliate program for your community, right? That's via Mighty Networks, right?
Yeah, but I don't do payments. So because I have a white labeled app for training, and within that app, I take all the payments through there, and then I just use Zapier and be like, "Do subscriber and Stripe equals send invitation from Mighty Networks," basically.
Oh, okay. And how do you do the affiliate side? Is it via the app? Okay. Gotcha.
So that's all through Stripe.
I'm trying to figure that out right now.
Yeah, it's a funny one. Like, I wanted to do, it's easy if you have Shopify, but when you're not on Shopify and you're using third-party apps and stuff, it's near impossible, because I was trying to find software that would let me basically create like a normal affiliate. Like, you'd be able to create an affiliate link for any page. It doesn't matter. But because of some cookie bullshit and everything else, there was no software that would let me create an affiliate link for anywhere on my page that would go through to the checkout because I do all the checkout process through this training app. So they would have to enter their email, and then I'd have to send that email to the app page where they would have to fill out their details again. And I was like, well, that's going to kill the conversion.
That's annoying.
Like crazy.
Yeah.
So I was just like, fuck it. I'm just going to have to do what I do is when I have an affiliate, I just duplicate my landing page and then just put their a link into that basically, and that's kind of
so it's
my workaround.
less friction, I guess, right?
Yeah.
Okay, interesting. Yeah, for me this week, I've actually met a couple people this week in person off Twitter. Some heavy hitters, man. I don't know if you meet people off Twitter, but yeah, a couple of people doing like huge real estate deals. They like fix up multifamily residential buildings in LA. You know, the real estate market in LA is like crazy. Also
my wife watches
like
all those real estate shows on Netflix.
Yeah. For sure. Yeah, it's a crazy industry to be in. The same person also does like Shopify app roll-ups, so they purchase and operate them, as well as e-commerce and like a crypto agency. I thought I was diversified. This guy's like next level. Yeah, but he's just like at a much higher level, you know? Damn. Like everything does 5 to 10 million at least a year. So this guy's like the most well-diversified person on earth. Yeah, pretty nuts. So yeah, it's good to meet people. It's good to meet people like you're punching above your weight. Let's just say that. Good to see that. But then I get into this thing where it's like your goals are like a moving goalpost, because once you hit a certain level, then you meet people at like a higher level than you, and then you keep chasing that. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's something I've been trying to deal with. Besides that, we're looking to sell our DTC brand far and away.
Oh, no way.
Because but then I found out e-commerce companies right now are trading at such a low valuation compared to niche sites. I don't know like what you're seeing for niche sites, but it's typically like 35 to 45x monthly net, right? Something like that. So that's about 3 to 4 EBITDA, 3 to 4x EBITDA. And to give you a sense, e-com is trading at 2. So that means 24x. Yeah, monthly net. Isn't that nuts? I was like, what the fuck?
So what, you're going to wait it
sell
out?
for nothing? I don't even know, man. Kind of want to get rid of it because we had like a stellar year, and you know I'm a little bitch with the recession. And I just want to be safe. So yeah, let's see. But 2 to like the range is 1.5 to 2.5 EBITDA for e-com. And I had no idea. This is crazy. We're in a great industry for niche sites.
To people listening, what that means.
Oh, EBITDA is earnings before interest or tax and all that. I don't even know what it stands for, but it's pretty much is net earnings and per annum or per year. Yeah, and then you multiply that by 2, and that's what e-com sites are trading at. And some even less when, for example, because we're profitable, so we're able to get a multiplier. But if you're like in the negatives, these e-com companies are pretty much in the hole, like they're dying. That's why I remember when we talked about made.com, they were sold for like 2 million for like their brand name, just like their domain name and all their branding. So I think we're going to be seeing a lot of this in the future, because if we're seeing a drop in year-on-year consumer spending, then that's going to reflect on affiliates. It's going to reflect on display. You know, I keep chirping on about this, but let's hope we're well diversified. You know what I mean?
Does that mean are you going to look to pick up some e-com sites or other sites because of that?
No, I don't think I'm ever going to touch e-com again, unless it's like a hybrid with e-com and niche sites. So you take like the pure profits from niche sites or display ads, affiliate, and then you roll them into inventory. So it's like a split. So you at least have some free cash flow, because with e-com, I don't know if you know, but it's about, you're operating at like 10 to 20% margins every month. So for example, if we did like 200 something K in free cash flow would be like 20 to 40% of that, which is insanely low compared to niche sites, because that's like pure profit. You can like do whatever you want with that. You can reinvest it immediately, but all that free cash flow is immediately reinvested into inventory. So and then you have to like account for growth. So it's just like D2C companies is not it, man. I've done it all, and this is not it. This is not it. And then right underneath that is like FBA brands, because that's also not it. Never doing that again.
Well,
Yeah.
I saw Amazon, as you know, when they fuck over the affiliates, I saw they fucked over the FBA guys before Black Friday and limited everyone's inventory. Did you see that?
Yeah. That happened when I was launching as well. It like fucked me real good. Shout out to Jeff Bezos, you know. Fuck.
Limit everyone's inventory
Yeah,
and then increase inventory of Amazon Basics.
Yeah, pretty much. But I think they're going to have some antitrust issues there. Yeah, as well. So yeah, I think that's what we're up to. We could speak on what we have planned for 2023, but like right after our ad read from autoblogging.ai. Have you had a chance to play with it yet? Some more
I
this
played
week?
with it earlier. I haven't gone back into it. No, I've just been slammed with everything else. But I know you've still been cranky it, haven't you?
Yeah, it's still mooning, and Google just came out with another helpful content update.
I saw that.
And this AI site from Autoblogging is still mooning. I cannot believe it.
Helpful AI content.
I honestly don't know if it's helpful, but it does pass. What is it? Didn't Spencer Hawes like launch an originality? Yeah. They test for like AI usage, and it passes it. So I guess we're golden. And I think it was for 10 articles, or was it 5 articles for $1? I can't really go wrong, can you? Especially for informational content. Yeah. So if you guys want to try out this AI writer, check out the link in the description. Use Indexsy as a code to get, I think it was 5% off. Use that on the larger plans. I don't think you can use it on. No, you can use it on the $1 plan. Yeah, just do that, man.
But it's not worth that.
It's super not worth it, but it's a lifetime coupon. Just use it, Just try it out. Let me know if it works well for you, if it works as well as it did for me. If it did, let us know. If it didn't, fix up your strategy. It probably sucks. Yeah, that's it for the ad read. Thanks for sponsoring this episode. So James, what are you doing for 2023? We're ending the same. Ending the year right now,
Yeah, I know. I'm diving more into video. I'm gonna dive more into video for one of my main brands. So I've almost covered pretty much every kind of area within the space that I'm in. And video just seems to be the next step. So there's 2 reasons I want to get more onto YouTube. I mean, I've already got YouTube with the podcast I've got, which has been opened more doors than I ever thought it would have opened. It's just been nuts. What that's
done
for
the connections business. Or for revenue or for viewership or just everything.
Just connections, reaching the audience. Like from that podcast, I've brought a bunch of those people into my business. And there's opened more doors to even more people around. It's been awesome. But I'm getting more. I want to get into more information. I started the channel with informational style YouTube. I think I mentioned in a previous episode. I just got sick of doing it because it was a pain in the ass. But now I've got a new phone. I've got a little ring light here. I've got a whiteboard. So I'm going to do a bit of that. And not only just to grow the traffic and the brand further, but to get on bigger podcasts. Often they find guests that are on YouTube. So they're kind of like looking around and, I don't know, watching whatever it is they're watching. And then maybe your video comes up explaining some concept or something to do with whatever it is that niche is. And then they look to invite you on. You don't usually get invited onto podcasts when someone finds, I don't know, something on a blog. And I know if I can grow the YouTube channel like that, and if I get onto bigger podcasts and stuff like that too, like I've been on quite a few podcasts, some big-ish, but there's some like big ones, obviously, that there's like big within a niche, and then there's like big, big ones out there. So that's kind of like the goal. That's the goal with doing that, not just in terms of monetizing YouTube and building the membership and stuff. That's kind of like the other big aim.
Yeah.
Because that will just snowball everything even further.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, I think that's getting the podcast and your guests on is a pretty good growth lever, right? Because if you have guests on the pod and they have a bit of a following, I guess they'll advertise it for you, right? It's like free advertising.
Most of them have. I mean, it doesn't push the numbers up that much, like as much as I thought it would. But I mean, I'm sure if you put on someone like Joe Rogan or some shit, it's a bit different, But within the niche, like, it doesn't do too much. But I don't mind. Like, because it's so, I guess it hits the right people already now, even though it's got a very small audience, but it's just slowly growing, and the feedback's been good, so it's just that's been good.
Yeah, good to hear, man. So it sounds like a solid plan. Keep pushing into 2023, more video content. I guess you're going to push podcasts a bit more, right?
Yeah, I'll just keep the podcast going and look to cut up some more clips and things like that.
You know who you got to get onto your podcast? You got to get the Liver King right now. He's juicing. Dude. Did you hear that? Isn't that hilarious?
Man, I've listened to all sorts of shit with that, man. Like, the whole marketing plan of just getting stacked.
Smart guy, though. Smart guy.
Man, okay. People think it's the Liver King, but if you actually go onto any fitness Instagram, everyone's doing exactly the same thing. It's just not called the 9 ancestral tenets. It's called just sharing shit information and just being jacked and shredded, and then selling a 8-week body transformation program. But they're all doing the same thing.
Yeah.
Juicing up for Instagram.
Yeah. Respect the hustle. Just for our audience, just be aware of that, I guess, if you're trying to get jacked.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, for me, I think I just sent out a tweet about it. I think my main focus for 2023, besides, the stuff I've already talked about, like DTC, selling the DTC, continuing to run the agency, buying and selling content sites. But I think I really want to focus on growing this community of, digital marketers, I think, in general.
Have you started that?
Yeah, I think I've started it. I just sent out the tweet. We have about 100 applications, some huge hitters, some well-known people in there. Really excited to get started. Well, you got to sign up, man. I'll send it to you right after.
Is in the mail.
Yeah. No. Yeah. I think we're going to do a closed community to start, and it's going to be application basis, and we're going to do it by cohorts. It's going to be an interesting concept. So I think this whole idea came to me when I've been studying how Mr. Beast was growing his audience and how he approaches these problems. And he appeared on Joe Rogan, he appeared on My First Million, and he always talks about one thing that really got him started was he had a group of 4 people that he talked to every single day for 3.5, 4 years. And they were obsessing over how to grow on YouTube. And at the end of it, every single person in that group chat had 1 million followers or 1 million subscribers. And I thought that was pretty profound. And I had a similar situation. I found some idiots off of Reddit on the big SEO subreddit. And we created a group chat. We chatted every single day for 5 to 6 years. And that they taught me everything I know about SEO. It was great. The chat has since died down. Everyone's busy with their own shit, exiting their companies, getting old, having kids. And I've just been trying to find that ever since. And I think I found something that was pretty close in the last couple of years. It was by The Hustle. And it was a really great Facebook group in the beginning. But then I think they over monetized on that and too many beginners joined. And then you start getting a lot of the how do I make money online type of audience, you know what I mean? And I want to prevent that. So that's why I was asking you about Mighty Networks last time. I was trying to find out which software stack I should use.
So
but I opted for Circle. I opted for Circle. I spoke with so many people about this, actually. They all asked me to just do an MVP, have a group chat. But I was I'm just going to go all in with Circle, try to figure it out. And if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. I had this idea Monday. So it's Wednesday now. I barely slept these last 2 days just trying to launch this. The site is live. It's Advise, Advise.so. Pretty hyped about it.
Dude, I can't even remember what that name is. You're going to have to send it to me.
Yeah, it's Advise.
Oh, okay. I was wait, why are you spelling this out?
Yeah, super hyped about it. I think we're going to do the cohort based. So pretty much in your group of 5 to 10 people, I'm going to match you with people in different industries. So you're not competing after the same keywords, similar monthly revenue, similar geography. So maybe a couple people in the States, a couple people in Europe type of thing. And then the idea is you can openly share your URLs with these people. I know, James, you share it openly, well, pretty openly. And you can share tactics quite openly. And I kind of want that too, because, you know, with these, I love niche site Twitter as much as I do, but like we get a bit cryptic sometimes with our advice. You know what I mean? It's just like, hey, yeah, just create good content and rankings will come and revenue will come. Like, bro, like that's not how we do things. You know, I want the conversation to go something like, I did X and I think Y happened and I'm going to do Z next. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's the goal for the group. Like we go granular, we no more guesswork, no more like high level topics, like just create good content. I want to see like the granular details. And yeah, I'm super awesome. Hyped about it.
Circle's good though. I'm part of a membership on Circle and it's clean. It's basically Facebook was stripped away.
Yeah. But they have like a group chat function. So I did a poll on Twitter the other day, and I asked like where their favorite communities are hosted, and everyone said Slack/Discord or Facebook groups, right?
Yeah.
So Circle has functionality to have a hybrid in between the two. That's why I went for it. But I think in my thesis, I think the only issue here is not everyone's on Circle, but everyone is on WhatsApp and Facebook groups. So if I did like a hybrid there, it might have worked, but I think I wanted an all-in-one solution where it's like clean and all that. Yeah. So that's the idea. What do you think, man?
I like it. Are you going to have an area where it's open to everyone as well?
So it's going to be like private cohorts. So 5 to 10 people. It's going to have like a private group chat, private like section. And then there's going to be like an open area where all the different cohorts can like commingle. But then like I would probably explicitly say, hey, maybe don't share your URLs here. You know what I mean? Because I'm not vetting across there. Yeah.
Gotcha. And then what happens because you're matching up by, say, similar monthly revenues if someone suddenly jumps 3, 4, 5x, are they staying within that same cohort of people?
I would hope so. Yeah, because something similar happened to me. And, you know, you can teach your cohort pretty much how you did things. And hopefully your whole group can come up together, you know? Yeah. I hope it's a situation where it's like a rising tide raises all boats type of vibe.
Nice. And is this free or paid?
I think I'm going to do paid. I can make it free. Obviously, it's not like I'm not doing this for the money. I'm doing this for like trying to get a group of people together. But I found that when you make it free, you motherfuckers are lazy as shit, man. You guys aren't going to message if it's if it's free. Like these free groups, that's the only thing. Like I'm playing around with the pricing, but I think the first cohort we're going to do a certain pricing, and then I think it'll slowly rise as the amount of people will join. But like first couple people will be the cheapest. So I'm going to do it paid. Because man, free, no one talks because they just think it's like it's always going to be there. You have to have like some sort of like premium in there.
For sure. There's got to be some kind of transaction skin in the game with it, et cetera. So
yeah, exactly. I think it's also when people pay for courses, you know, they're more inclined to do them.
Yeah.
Other than like free courses there, which fuckers aren't ever. People are so lazy, man. Don't even get me started. Yeah.
The same in the training world.
Yeah, I bet. So have you played around with ChatGPT yet?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I had a little.
What are your thoughts?
Thing with I sent you that screenshot of a training program I had.
Yeah.
It was like looking at a 90s bodybuilding magazine. I mean, yeah, I've seen people screenshots of stuff, of info stuff they've been spitting out. I guess it's good if you're like people giving lots of coding examples. It's good when there's a binary answer. Like this is it or it isn't it. So I guess that makes things easier. A lot of people saying it's going to replace or kill niche site or bloggers. But I think it's just all the more reason. Like if that is going to kill your site, I don't know what your niche or whatever your brand isn't a brand. If you know what I mean. Because it's just regurgitating content.
I agree.
There's no you can't. The whole idea of if you're building a site in whatever niche is, you need to add your experiences, your writer's experience, whoever's experience into whatever it is, because that is what makes it unique. And that's how you make any topic unique, is with the experience. So that's like kind of like what I get an example on the Niche Website Builders podcast. Mike Futia, he was on, and we're talking about like generic content, right? So you could have a fireplace example. How high should I don't know what the thing's called, the mantelpiece on the fireplace, how high should it be for whatever, which could be a very generic answer if you did it through ChatGPT. But you could have, if you were experienced, I don't know, interior designer or builder or something, you can have original pictures of you measuring that thing. You could be like, I like it here because, or my friend likes it here because of this. If it's here, that stuff doesn't come through AI in general. So that's just kind of like, that's where I think the AI stuff, yeah, it's cool for cranking out whatever, but I don't think it's going to kill niche sites or blogging. It might kill some of the shit ones out there.
Yeah, I think I generally agree. I think there are some stellar use cases posted on Twitter, more on the tech side. So for example, you can give it a training, you can give ChatGPT like a training set of everyone who's ever asked a question in your ticketing system, like your support system, your internal support system. And then it'll learn pretty much how to answer tickets based off of previous answers, as well as in the tone that you want it. So I think that's pretty exciting personally. I think ChatGPT would kill off a lot of these programmatic SEO sites that we see so much on Twitter. The reason being, these programmatic sites, let me give you an example, is 10 a.m. PST, what time is it in EST? That type of stuff. That would be immediately called by like ChatGPT or like these one answer, hasn't
that been killed anyway? Because Google, when I search that, I just have Google tell me.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, that's just an example. Or something like 5 pounds to inches, or I don't know, like these like super simple things that programmatic people
nutritional information
try to solve for. Exactly, something like that. Or like, exactly. I think that's a great example. So that will call that. I think stuff that requires, that might be life or death, maybe, allergy relating to health and like medicine, I think we'll still need like proper sources. So I think we'll need Google for that. But I think I think I'm so excited about it. I was just chatting with a friend about it last night, and he is just spitting out nonstop ideas. We should probably get someone on the pod who like played in depth with this, because I think the examples we're seeing on Twitter are nothing short of like amazing. And I'm pretty worried about it, because I don't know if you understand. Well, I'm sure you do understand, but I'm not sure if you know that this will probably kill off a lot of like queries in like for Google. So they're pretty much stuck. I'm sure Google has already in their like back pocket like an exact same product, if not better, because they have a huge training set. What I'm worried about is Google is now stuck in like between a rock and a hard place, because if they launch something better, then they'll kill their business model. Then like ads will stop running. It won't run properly anymore. But if they like let competitors catch up to them, then they'll eat up their market share. So I think it's an interesting time in general for this space. And I guess only thing we can do is to create good content. You know what I mean?
We should. That's going to be the title of this podcast: create good content.
Yeah, we've come full circle. Exactly. No, but I think in all seriousness, I think video content will be much more important in the future, and not so much like text-based.
Yeah, I think the video stuff to complement what you're doing. If you have a website, I think it's becoming more apparent to use yourself as a personal brand with your site, because it's becoming harder and harder to. Yeah, I understand people have personas and things like that, and that's cool, but to have a face to the brand, especially with video, like at some point, it's probably going to have to happen for you to really excel with your site.
Yeah. I guess to play the other side of the argument is, if you are the face of the brand, what happens when you try to sell this brand?
Well, I've had a
because the
friend that's
buyer
done
would
that,
want you to
but-
stay on, right?
Well, I have a friend that sold his site for 7 figures, and he was the face. Yeah, he was the face of the site, the main author and stuff. He just had a bunch of other writers, but he was saying that a lot of it almost depends. I guess it depends how you're doing it, but he was mentioning how obviously people who are buying like
It depends on the niche too, right?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, but like he's even the face. He's taught the courses on there and everything. But I think that people liked it because I guess you have someone almost like it's not like a passion project, but you know what I mean? Like it's like a passion thing where it's expert content from an expert person, even though it's a personal brand versus just a random, like you see a lot of sites that come up on, I think Motion Invest sends them out and it's like besttoiletcleaner.com or something like that, making
.reviews, man. .reviews is the one.
Yeah. And you see those, there's like, to me, those are just not
unless they
your
sponsor
time.
this podcast, then we'll give them a shout out. But until then, it's absolute trash. Guys, fix up your like auditing system. You got to get better QAs in there. You guys are spewing garbage. People are getting burned. Unless you sponsor us, then we'll be all right.
Yeah. But I mean they've got all sorts of other issues too, but yeah, I mean, personal brand, it seems to be okay, but it depends how far you inject yourself. If you're the face of the YouTube channel, then it becomes difficult because I acquired a site where the YouTube channel was obviously the previous guy, but because of that, I'm probably not going to touch YouTube on that site. But I know I don't really need to, at least now. And I know it can grow into a very good revenue without it.
Yeah.
But who knows, in the future, maybe I'll have to go back to the YouTube and be like, hey, we acquired this not too long ago. This is the new phase, and just see how many unsubs we get. But yeah, who knows?
Yeah, I guess you'll see when the time comes. I think after a significant amount of revenue. So yeah, I guess you'll have to plan things out. You know who really transitioned it well is Spencer Hawes from Niche Pursuits. Have you noticed that he's starting to like step away from like being the face of the brand more and more?
Well, he did that as soon as he got Jared to start doing the podcasts,
Yeah, exactly. So he started like handing off everything. Podcast is completely hands off. He seems to be focusing more on Link Whisperer nowadays, which, hyped about it. So I'm sure Niche Pursuits is going to be listed somewhere soon, if not already. And it would be a great purchase, honestly. But whoever takes it over won't have to use him as the face of the company, and he'll get a sick ass multiple for it.
You don't think it would be worth keeping because of his other SaaS products, because they interlink so well that Niche Pursuits would be almost like a marketing agent for those products?
I don't know his numbers, and I don't know his financial situation, but I'm gonna guess it does like 7 figures a year. So he'd probably sell it for like mid to high 7 figures, if not 8 figures. Hard to say no to that money, man. No matter what, because he's already built a bit of an audience for himself, right?
Are you talking about selling Niche Pursuits with Link Whisper and everything together?
Just Niche Pursuits. Yeah, and then keep his SaaS products, because he's got a bit of a personal following that's not going to come with it unless he sells his @Niche Pursuits, which is his personal brand, which would be ridiculous. But yeah, it's going to be interesting to follow along.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, let's just end things. I think we didn't talk about anything other than ourselves except for ChatGPT. And even then we just skimmed the surface. So let us know what you think about this week's podcast. If you like it, please subscribe.
Wait, before we go,
smash that.
I know in your newsletter, you mentioned about Google Infinite Scroll coming to desktop.
I think it's already here, man.
All I see on Infinite Scroll and even on mobile is just more bloody ads and other bullshit. I don't think it's changing much other than just Google just absolutely raping the revenue.
Yeah, they probably have to. I mean, after they saw with ChatGPT, they're probably just like, yeah, we have to stuff this shit with as many ads as possible. I'm sure they ran the numbers and they had some MBAs check behaviors off of, because most people are scrolling nowadays, right? They have I don't know, like muscle memory type of shit, right? At this point, people are into swiping and scrolling. No one's clicking anymore. So I'm sure that that introduction is for the whole reason. I mean, that's the
so I wonder if that's going to help bloggers who are on page 2.
Probably, actually, now that you mention it. Yeah. But I mean, actually, yes. You're right, because no one clicks into the second page typically. Like 0 people.
Exactly. People scroll to the bottom.
Yeah,
and then a new page pops up.
I guess your CTRs would now be similar to, like, the bottom of page 1 would be what the type of CTRs you'll see, if not a bit more, if you know what I mean. So like top of page 2 will now be as valuable as, or just a bit less valuable than bottom of page 1 now.
Interesting.
Yeah. I didn't really think about it like that, actually. But fuck yeah, dude, we don't aim for page 2, guys. Especially not on this pod. We're aiming for top 5 or nothing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, none of that small boy stuff here. We don't do that.
Page 1 will get the fuck out, right?
Yeah,
is that the motto of the community? The community that slogan.
All right, cool. Then smash that like button, hit the bell icon on YouTube. Most people are watching on YouTube. I think we have like 50 viewers on Spotify. For the rest on Spotify, please 5-star rating. Thank you.
or come to YouTube, one of them.
Yeah, just come to YouTube. Actually, our YouTube shorts are popping the fuck off. Just check them out. Yeah.
Sweet. Nice.
All right, cool. That's it. I think we're in a space where creating content, hiring writers gets very pricey at scale. Yeah. So AI kind of enables us to be able to test certain keywords at crazy scale that we didn't know it was possible. So right now I'm using a custom built service that does people also ask content. It automatically posts onto WordPress as well. And I'm able to post out like thousands of blog posts a day and just try to index them through indexing services and seeing some crazy success. I think I have one site that's at 1,500 views a day.